during your time with the FBI, I know you went undercover with a couple of different white nationalist groups. Knowing that terrain as you do, were you surprised by anything you saw in Charlottesville yesterday?
No, unfortunately, I wasn't surprised. And what we've seen over the last several months is an escalation in tactics at some of these protests. And I think that the way the police are addressing it is contributing to the problem, or the way the police aren't addressing the sort of running street battles is giving the protesters the idea that this is sanctioned violence and they are allowed to engage in this violence and therefore should be prepared at the next rally to bring even more violence.
So, Michael, what groups did you go undercover with, and what was that like?
So there were a number of groups that I was involved in. I did a case in the early 1990s involving neo-Nazi skinhead groups that worked across a broad array of different Nazi groups, white supremacist groups, white nationalist groups. And you have to understand, at the criminal level, the names are less important. They can shed the names like they change their clothes. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit more complex than I think the general public understands, or actually even law enforcement understands.
Were you ever fearing for your life? Did it ever get that hairy?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, they had a lot of guns, and I was all by myself. So yes, it was certainly a challenging investigation. But interestingly, at that time, I worked those cases in a later case against anti-government militia groups, and those cases were worked through the Joint Terrorism Task Forces. They were considered domestic terrorism investigations. There wasn't this reticence to label this type of violence terrorism when it clearly had the same political and social motives that other acts that we quickly label terrorism.
Yeah, I want to get to your assessment of the FBI understanding all of this in just a second, but I'm curious, what did you have to do? Did you have to act like them when you were undercover?
Certainly. I let them recruit me, so because I realized that I couldn't pretend to know this philosophy and sometimes theology that they believed. So I just presented myself as somebody who was recruitable, mm-hmm. And then would just simply parrot their words back to them in many cases. The first case I worked was in Los Angeles in 1992, where the city was just going through racial strife after the Rodney King beating. Mm-hmm. So it was a very difficult time in the city, and it was an opportunity for the FBI to demonstrate that they try to protect all communities equally.
Yeah, I remember it well. I was there. That is my hometown. So I want to go through, I read an interview that you gave, and in essence, you're calling out the FBI, your former employer, as not being fully comprehensive of the situation there. I mean, you say that even the numbers of those people that are killed every year, horrible numbers that the Justice Department will put out, and they'll say this is a result of a hate crime, these deaths, they are woefully underreported. Talk about that.
So after 9/11, first of all, terrorism is differentiated from other kinds of violence by its political nature. So mm-hmm. you have to assume that counterterrorism also has a tendency to be politicized. And after 9/11, there was a obvious focus on terrorism committed by al-Qaeda, but that quickly broadened out to look at to sort of lump a lot of different groups together as radical Islam, and that became the face of terrorism. But even within the United States, starting around 2005, the FBI labeled environmental extremists as the #1 domestic terrorism threat, even though there are no deaths associated with environmental extremist groups in the United States. So there was a clear effort to politicize this issue in a way that I think downplayed white supremacist violence. Now, let me be very clear. I think the FBI and state and local law enforcement mostly handle this kind of violence effectively. They do take it seriously. When there are acts, they are investigated and resources are brought to them. There isn't an effort to scare the public by
Right.
making it appear that it's a bigger problem than it is. But at the same time, we should know how many people they kill every year, but we don't keep those records. You know, we don't know how many hate crimes are committed each year because we don't keep those records. And that
Well.
should be something that should help us develop more effective policies.
Interesting and sobering speaking with you, Michael German. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.